Hello guys, today in this video, we are going to help you to find out the best toasters in market. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I tried to list them based on their quality, durability, customer review and more. If you want to see their price and find out more information about them, you can check our links in the description below. Number 10. Balmuda the Toaster Oven. This is the tricked-out toaster made famous by Emily Mariko. The toaster oven, as it's called, designed by Japanese home appliance brand Balmuda, is double the price of Panasonic's. But it really is the Ferrari of steam ovens. In Balmuda's case, you pour a teaspoon of water into a top opening to heat up what's inside. It's undoubtedly unique. The company sent me one to try out, with toast getting a lighter texture compared to other toasters. Melissa Kravitz-Hofner, a food writer and editor who also owns one, supplied a more scientific explanation for this. As the steam replicates a professional bread oven, the crust becomes crunchier, while the center of bread stays moist and corners get crisper. The effect really recreates the taste of just baked bread, as promised. But it's the bonus features you're getting that helps that $300 price tag. I got gooey, better than panini pressed grilled cheese with the sandwich-specific setting. Hofner uses the pizza function to get as close to a box-fresh slice as possible. Even her croissants turn extra fluffy and fantastic to pull apart. Hofner adds, it's the perfect countertop appliance, especially if you don't have much to spare. Number 9. Hamilton Beach 31142 Toaster Oven. You can only choose between 3 toast-specific settings on this Hamilton Beach, but that's more than enough for Snackable Bakes author Jesse Sheehan. Each is represented by a drawing of toast on the right side of the last dial. The middle of the 3 gives Sheehan a super hot slice that becomes perfectly butter-soaked in spots. Deli-style bagels are also just a turn of a dial away. In between bake and broil, a convenient bagel function toasts the side of a bagel that's cut while purely warming the round part. It also helps her make a mean chicken parm for her younger son, while her husband relies on it to roast pepitas destined to go in salads. There's absolutely nothing sexy about it, and yet it is a workhorse that has never failed me, Sheehan says. Number 8. Panasonic Flash Express Toaster Oven. If I could have one appliance, and one appliance only, it would be a toaster oven, writes strategist contributor Sarah Leon. In the middle of a renovation, she had to improvise a makeshift kitchen, and this Panasonic became an essential, if unexpected, star of it. Part of the toaster oven's magic is based on its smart sensor, which automatically turns the machine's heat on and off to keep what's inside at just the right temperature. It heats up very quickly and doesn't have to be on for a long time, she explains. And her husband has even cooked lobster in it. Something about the infrared technology also means that it makes the best toast. I can't explain it, you'll have to trust me, Leon says. Number 7. Hey Soden Toaster. Hey is one of our most written about brands at The Strategist, known for its playful designs. This toaster is a member of Hay's colorful Soden collection, named after designer George Soden, who created the pieces from his Milanese studio. It's joy-inducing, resembling a toy you'd find in a kid's pretend kitchen. The red dial on the blue version reminds me of a clown's nose even. But don't be deceived by how the toaster looks, however. The Soden means business. I found that cleaved-off pieces of ciabatta become perfectly crunchy and crispy-edged. Though the very tip of a taller toast might stick out. The tray top also doubles as a place to freshen once flaky pastries. Number 6. Smeg 4 Slice Toaster. The retro Smeg toaster is a staple on wedding registries and new homeowner wish lists, and you can spot it on celebrities' kitchen countertops, like Saturday Night Live's Chloe Fineman and Food Network star Molly Yeh. And the aesthetics are a large part of the appeal. It feels like the logical adult upgrade to the Easy Bake Oven I loved so much as a kid, says Hadley Sway, author of Oishisu, the ultimate anime dessert cookbook. Sway always gets a crisp surface with some chewy give in the middle of the slice, on the lowest setting. I tried it on everything from Arnold's country-style white to Pepperidge Farm's whole grain and frozen Belgian waffles from Trader Joe's and never had to switch the dial over from one. It's not perfect. I found that sesame seeds can catch on the top edge of the toaster, and the Strategist's kitchen and dining writer Emma Wartzman is convinced that her smeg leaves one side of toast darker than the other. But if you're able and willing to spend the money, and want a toaster that'll mostly get the job done, the smeg will definitely look the part. Number 5. Cuisinart Classic 2-Slice Toaster. As a more affordable alternative, the Cuisinart Classic comes recommended by recipe developer Rebecca Ferkser. The 1.5-inch toaster slots are the same thickness that Ferkser typically cuts bread. Even with these extra-wide slots, it's small enough for her kitchen. Ferkser only has a weirdly deep corner between the stove and sink that can't do much else but store stuff, and that's where this toaster sits. It has been a fixture in her kitchen even after 8 years, for apartments, 7 roommates, and many, many slices of bread. It's lasted through high levels of heat too. She prefers charred, but not burnt, pieces of toast. It's nothing fancy, but it does exactly what you need it to do, and does it well, Ferkser promises. Food stylist Maria Del Mar Quadra owns the also unobtrusive 4-slice version and favors it to 2 slow toaster ovens, with 6 shade settings. The Cuisinart 2-Slice Metal Classic Toaster makes breakfast just the way you like it. The smooth brushed stainless steel housing with polished chrome and black accents looks sleek in any kitchen and toasts anything the way you love. Use the custom controls to defrost and toast bagels, bread, and pastries to perfection. Number 4. Breville The Toast Select Luxe. Anna Stockwell, a food stylist and recipe developer, hasn't found anything bread that doesn't fit through the wide-slotted Breville Select Luxe. The slots are plenty wide for bagels and thick slices of sourdough, she says. It's an updated version of the Breville, above, and it comes with preset settings including for whole wheat bread and muffins. But Stockwell's favorite function is frozen, as she keeps her gluten-free bread fresh in the freezer, which accounts for defrosting without sacrificing toastiness. This toaster also gets brownie points for aesthetics, which Stockwell describes as retro chic. Number 3. Breville Diecast Smart Toaster. Describe this Breville Diecast. The big selling point is the toaster's duo of wider long slots, designed for up to 4 slices. This allows you to get toast to a shade resembling the inside of a toasted nut, Slagle says. But it also has a number of features to satisfy even the most discerning of toast people. This might sound funny, but it's a graceful machine, Slagle says, adding that it dings kindly when it's ready. Michael East of Griddle King likes that it doesn't pop like other toasters, so crumbs aren't left all over the place. There's the cheekily named "a bit more" button that you can press if you really just want a little extra bit of browning and avoid doing a full second round of toasting, Slagle says. Lift and Look is for those who are nervous you went too high on the setting or are trying to really fine-tune the browning, says strategist senior editor Jen Trolio, who owns a similar version of this specific model. As does Laura Arnold, a culinary producer and cookbook consultant, who promises that this toaster does all the work for you. Number 2. Black Plus Decker 2-Slice Extra Wide Slot Toaster. I heard about this Black Plus Decker toaster from Alexandra Schitzman, recipe developer and founder of recipe blog The New Baguette. Though this toaster doesn't have the bells and whistles of others, it's reliable and has earned a permanent place on Schitzman's countertop for the past 2 years. It's small but mighty, its extra-wide slots are as advertised, and Schitzman puts everything from thicker-cut bagels to Ezekiel bread inside. The self-centering slots ensure an even toasting, and like our pick for best overall toaster, the lever on the Black Plus Decker helps Schitzman get the tinier items out of the toaster, like English muffins, without having to reach in with a tong. Number 1. KitchenAid 4-Slice Toaster with Manual High-Lift Lever. I tested this KitchenAid toaster for 3 months, and am still using it at least 3 times a week, and from the time I put it on my counter to now, it's popped out perfectly golden toast. It's got 5 browning settings, each of which is distinct. 1 gives you a barely there blonde, while 5 gets you to scorched territory. I prefer a 2, which produces that sundown shade I talked about earlier, whether I've put in a slice of an already brown multigrain from the bag or a hand-cut chunk of ciabatta. There are 2 features that really make the design stand out from all the other toasters I have tested and owned. First are the extra-wide slots, which have let me toast slices from thicker loaves, something I couldn't do with my past toasters. The high lift lever also means I'm able to delicately take toast from the top without having to play the saddest game of hot potato. Plus, the KitchenAid lets out an assertive beep when toast is ready, so I never have to chew through cold toast because I couldn't hear a ding. I have put it through the ringer with Pardilla family brunches, where pancake-like stacks of toast are passed around. That KitchenAid quality is no joke. One Amazon review I read before the brand sent it over described the toaster as built as solid as a 1957 Buick. I have accidentally banged the toaster around and there's not a scratch on it. And there's a certain Jetsons-like charm to it. I could see it lasting well into the future.